Welcome campers. In today's video I'm going to go over all the things we did to go up to 6 inches of lift and our brand new 35-inch tires. So stay tuned. If you've been a part of the channel for a while now, you would know that our Cherokee's on 4.5 inches of lift and 33-inch tires. And you would also know that from our Smiley Rock video, I had some issues on some obstacles with those 33s and 4.5 inches of lift that the other guys in the video didn't have problems with. So I figured it was time to upgrade. So since we replaced the entire suspension on the Jeep 9 months ago, there was some pieces of the lift that I was going to keep. And then there's a lot of stuff that we did replace. So the first thing that we did replace was our JKS shackles on the rear. They gave us about 1 inch to 1.25 inches of lift overall. And we went with the Stinkyfab shackle. It's a 2-hole shackle. The first hole closest to the top gives you about 1.5 inches of lift. And the bottom hole gives you about 2.5 inches of lift. So with our 3.5-inch Old Man Emu leaf springs and that 2.5-inch Stinkyfab shackle, it brought us up to the 6 inches that we wanted for our lift. So as you can see back there, we did stick with Metalcloak coil springs. 6 inches is the largest that they provide for TJ and XJs. So we decided, let's even it off. We'll do 6 inches for the front and 6 inches for the rear. We had such good luck with the dual rate coil springs from Metalcloak, so it was kind of a no-brainer just to stick with them. So we didn't have to do much to make up for the 6-inch springs. We just had to make the upper and lower control arms just a little bit longer and readjust the track bar so the axle stayed centered underneath the vehicle. We also did replace our brake lines with the Metalcloak brake lines. They're 24 inches long. The brake lines we had on there previous was from the Rough Country lift, and that was about the only original thing from the very first 4.5-inch lift that I had on this vehicle. So I figured, being about 7 years old, they needed to be replaced. Another thing we had to do was re-shim the rear axle. In the beginning we had 6-degree shims when we were on 4.5 inches, and after remeasuring it going up to 6 inches we needed 8-degree shims. So I ordered new shims from Tom Wood's drive shaft and got those put in there. And as you can see, we still have our Iron Rock off-road crossover steering and our Rubicon Express track bar. We do have plans to replace those that I will have a separate video on. We went with Cavfab for the adjustable track bar and the steering, just because of the rebuild kits for this steering itself is a lot cheaper than what Iron Rock Off-Road quoted me. Iron Rock quoted me about $250 for an entire rebuild kit for the steering, for this steering kit, and Cavfab for the entire rebuild kit is $90. So just long term, it's cheaper, just over rebuilds and the life of the steering itself. And the track bar is a higher quality, and that track bar from Rubicon Express is about 6 or 7 years old. So I figured it's just good to replace it, and it wasn't that expensive for a brand new track bar anyways. But we are waiting on the lead time from Cavfab, so the second that stuff gets delivered, I will install it and I'll do a video for you guys on it. So with all the stuff that we did to go up to 6 inches of lift, we had to do bigger tires. So we did 35 12.5 15s of the BFG KM3s on our old steel wheels, and honestly I love the look of the KM3s on the steel wheels with our Jeep, so I decided let's just go with the same style and everything, but just a bigger tire to give us that ground clearance. And we've had such good luck in the snow, the mud, the sand, and the rocks with the tires, so if it isn't broke, don't fix it. So to balance out our new 35s, I went with tire balancing beads. I know I've heard horror stories about them before, about not working and everything, but I figured, worst case scenario, if they don't work, take them down to the tire shop, have them pop the bead, vacuum out all of the beads, and then I can either get clamp-on weights to the outside or sticky weights on the inside of my wheels. So it wasn't really the end of the world if they didn't work, but in about the 100 miles that I've put on the Jeep, just doing shakedown runs and testing everything that I've done to it, these have been perfect. I used 10 ounces of beads per tire, and it was great. They do have a chart on their website, and they do have a listing on Amazon to a lot of their tire balancing beads. So I will leave a link in the description down below if you are interested in buying some. If you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about our rig or any of our gear, comment down below and I'll get back to you as fast as I can on that. And subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for our rig upgrade videos like this one, our product reviews, and our trip videos. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.